Hello again, and welcome to another episode of D&D and Things. I am your host, Trevor EHHP, the Dread Pirate, Environmental Hindu Hippie Pirate. EHHP is what that stands for. Anywho, if you joined us earlier this month, you will have seen us react to the Humble Bundle Choice program for August of 2021. We went ahead and took a look at what the options were, gave you our initial thoughts, and let you know by the third Thursday of the month we would be releasing our official ranking of the games. So, it being the third Thursday of the month, here is our top 12, our list of the 12 games in order, in descending order. We're going to do a countdown. So, at number 12, we have, with an honorable mention, Cepheus Project. Cepheus Project looked like a neat concept, looked like it would be somewhat interesting and up my alley. Unfortunately, the game is still in early access. There's a lot of limit to the types of modes you can play in it. And the game was very difficult to understand its tutorials. So it gets an honorable mention. I didn't get to play it a whole lot because I couldn't understand it. So Cepheus Project comes in at last. Followed by, at number 11, we have Nowhere Profit. This was an interesting game. If you like games that are set up as like you're going to collect cards, it's got a little bit of a population management to it. A lot of the like roguelite-esque type of things with a card aspect where you're kind of playing things and working through stuff and trying to make a destination. It was okay. Did not rank on some of my highest games, but it was okay. It's not one that I think I will play again, but if you are into that style of game, go ahead and check it out yourself. Coming in at a number 10. 10. We have Encodya. This was a cute puzzle game. Very cute puzzle game. It got kind of repetitive, a little bit difficult to figure out where you need to go and what you need to do and how to do it. One of the complaints I might have on this one was it's the only one that did not get on Steam. So you'll have to, if you don't already, you'll have to download the GOG system for games to get it there. I do have like one or two other games over there. So it wasn't terrible, but I had uninstalled it because I hadn't been playing those games. So that came in at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is As Far as the Eye. This was an interesting little puzzle-ish kind of game, population manager. It had some interesting different ways to do things. Some cute animations and characters, but it was not one that I myself was a very large fan of. That's why it rated kind of in our bottom half on this one. Good game. If you enjoy that kind of game, it's a good one to check out at some point in time. But it did not rate the highest on our list, which brings us to number 8. Yes, numero 8. At number 8, we have Last Oasis. Last Oasis was the only MMO, mass multiplayer online game that was in a series. I did play this one for a little while, a little bit longer than some of the other games. A few of the games I only played for about 20 minutes. Again, we were just kind of doing a preview of all the games, so we're going to be bringing them to you here so that you know what our thoughts are on all the games. Last Oasis, I feel like would be really fun if I had some people who I knew playing it. Although it doesn't really give you a very great tutorial. It kind of throws you in there, it tells you what you need to do, but doesn't really direct you in the direction you need to go. So that's part of why Last Oasis came in number 8. There was a pretty cool crafting system in it. I think the concept's pretty interesting. it just wasn't one of my more favorites of the series. I forgot to say this in the very beginning, but starting here forward, there are a lot of games in this season, this humble choice system, that were better with a controller. If I would have a name for August 2021 Humble Bundle, I would say it's better with a controller. So have a controller handy. I have my Xbox 360 controller. It's an easy plug in via USB and do so. But at the next game, coming in at number 7 was Out of Space. The game kind of got repetitive after a while. We did try it as a 2-player kind of thing because you can play it with friends or solely. I think it would be better with friends because you can kind of divide and conquer things. The sludge that you're trying to clean is always kind of overwhelming, and there's some monsters that you kind of have to destroy to help make sure that sludge doesn't come over. You definitely want a controller for this one. The keyboard controls were confusing as all get out, not very user-friendly, but hopping on the controller, I was able to play it a little longer. The controller was more understandable. It felt right to do so. Which brings us to our next also multiplayer game at number 6. We need to go deeper. I think this one could have been further up on the list. There were some games that I enjoyed a little bit more than We Need to Go Deeper. I unfortunately was playing this one on my own. I hopped in another group. It was hard to figure out. If I was able to take the time to learn the game with someone else, I think it would be really fun, especially if you were able to learn it with a group of 4 people. But for me, jumping into random people's ships and submarines and going deeper with them, it was a little bit harder. So I rated that one at number 6. It was still really good, really great graphics. I've seen other people play it, like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. It's one that I was really excited for. I'd like to play that one more, but that's one I'm going to have to play with someone else, like Rosa, potentially. Which brings us to our ultimate top 5 games of this month's Humble Bundle choice. Coming in at number 5 is Bloodstained, which for me was a surprise. I'm not always into the anime style games. This one definitely had that anime style. This one was better with a controller. You could use a mouse and keyboard, but as I was playing, I just getting into the menu, was like, this is going to be better with a controller. The controller was really easy. It was a fun kind of side scroller, being able to go back and forth. You probably could go through and try to kill things because they repopulate kind of level. The chest level, I got to the first boss, which didn't take me too long to get to, and it was kind of difficult. The story seems really interesting and compelling, so it was definitely a unique game. Definitely recommend it. It was the first game in the Humble Choice. Of course, it didn't make it to the first on our list, but I did really enjoy it. Which brings us to our next game, which is in number 4. Our number 4 game is going to be Credo. This is another one that was better with a controller. Credo was an interesting puzzle game. The new, refreshing take, very cute animations and graphics. You play as a little girl who got separated from her grandma, so you have control of this map that you can move the map pieces around, and you want to kind of get everything positioned in the way that it's supposed to be positioned. So you might go up to a person and they might tell you, well, I remember my house being on this side of this particular person. So you have to move that there, and the pieces line up in certain ways. You can't put a water piece by a land piece, so you have to rotate them. So the fact that you kind of in one map can get multiple maps out of that because you're changing the map as you go. It's really cute, really cool concept. really, really great game, really fun. It might be one that I might go back to and play some more, but I really enjoyed it. So that's gonna take it up to our number 4 slot, which brings us to number 3. In our number 3 spot for this month, we have Blue Fire. Blue Fire was another one that was better with a controller. I'm sure you could use your keyboard and mouse as well. I just felt that it was going to be easier with the controller. When you hop into the menus and the menus aren't really responsive to a mouse, you're not seeing a mouse cursor. Generally, sometimes it's just better to pull out the controller, which is what I did, and it worked great. It's a little bit of an action puzzle game. Lots of little things that you can do, lots of little side things you can explore, lots of little challenging puzzles to complete. The graphics were great. It seemed like there was a cool story to it. I didn't get very far, I don't feel, in it, but it's one that I might come back to. So that's why it comes in at number 3. Again, it seems to be a better with controllers and puzzly kind of month for Humble Bundle. So that's Blue Fire, which was our number 3 slot for this month. Very enjoyable, very fun, very interesting. Which will bring us to our number 2 spot. At number 2 was the game that Rosa has played before and has been recommending to me for quite some time, is the game Superliminal. It was a fun, interesting take on a puzzle game. It felt a lot like Portal's kind of puzzles. Things weren't necessarily laid out right in front of you. A lot of things are based off perception and how you see them. So one piece of a token might be really small, but if you take it and you place it somewhere else and back up, it might get larger, or something like that. So you have to use kind of the size and dimensions of things to make sure that you're getting into things. I only played it for about 15 minutes, but that was enough to get an idea of what the game was. Really enjoyable. It's one that I'll probably go back to and try to finish up. Definitely, if anything else, these last 2 games make this whole bundle worth it. Between Superliminal and our number 1 choice, which, if you haven't figured out right now, our number 1, pause for dramatic effect. What is our number 1 choice, you ask? Our number 1 choice is Drake Hollow. This is one of the few games that was multiplayer that Jen and I did get a chance to play together, and we had a blast. I think we ended up playing the game for about 3 hours, and we were surprised that we made it. Like, it was 3 hours later, and we were like, oh, where did the time go? You have cute little plant-like creatures called drakes that you're trying to help save their home. You've got this muck that hurts you and you have to get through it in certain ways. There's somewhat of puzzles. There's a building aspect. Your little base that you're building to protect the drakes gets attacked every so often. You have to go back and protect them. You've got a unique way to do fast traveling. So there is a, like, okay, I'm going to take this potion and it's going to poof me back. But there's also, like, you can grind on these telephone pole type things to get from one place to another. And those telephone poles, the waypoints, become very important because they help you get more resources for building. It is a game that has limited resources, so you have to be mindful of what you do with all of your resources. But as a 2-player game, with 2 players, it worked out really well. Jen and I enjoy games or Rosa and I enjoy games where we can, like, divide and conquer. She goes and gathers stuff, I build stuff. So Drake Hollow, I think, was our absolute favorite game of this month. It was different, it was unique, it was fun, we got lost in the game for a while. So, yeah. If you haven't already, go check out Humble Bundle's Choice Program. There is a link in the description below that you can follow to get to the Humble Bundle store page, and up to the top you'll find an option to go to choice. Please follow our link so you can help support us in the process, so that we can continue to make videos like this. If you like these videos and think we should continue to do them, please make sure you hit that like bell. Right in the face. Go ahead and subscribe for us so you know when we're making video, and hit that notification so you know when we're making new videos. We do try to have a live stream every week. We do a Things Socks every other week, or at least we try to do a Things Socks every other week. And now we are doing a Humble Bundle reaction a month and a third Thursday review. So this has been our third Thursday review. I hope you enjoyed it. Continue to be beautiful, unrepeatable miracle, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.